everyone. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
Bridget. Hi, everyone.
All right. Just got off the phone, so I'm trying to get my light and all my stuff settled. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hey, John. So John is, this is his first time on here. He is checking it all out and seeing what he thinks. I think he's debating about doing the new One Funnel Away starting on Monday. I think that the sign up for that ends on Sunday. Yeah, so I would love for you guys, while we're waiting for other people to get on, to just give like a tour by, a couple sentence spiel on what you think about the challenge and how it's been. Do you want to start, Augusto? Augusto's been doing it the longest. He's actually at the end of his challenge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, about the challenge. What do I think, or where I'm at, or on it?
Anything, just kind of what it has been like for you, and if you would recommend it, kind of what it's like, your journey, what it's looked like a little bit.
Yeah. The challenge basically is how to create a sales funnel for you to promoting or selling services or products. Basically, my take on it is that it's really a full marketing course in 30 days, and they, of course, they sell their service, which is ClickFunnels, which if you master it is really good. It's a really good of a software you can use, like you can build a website in 30 days, literally. So right now I'm on the last phase, but still what it has taken like more time for me, it's been the products. Because like I have said before, I mean, I prefer to have a good product and market it hard than not having a good product and not marketing. Or like I have been talking to Bridget that sometimes I feel like there's a lot of, because this One Funnel Away challenge requires you to do a lot of products to create an offer, but at the same time you are speculating a little bit what products you are doing, because you don't know if there's market for all of that bundle. Since you are like, it's not the same thing if I say I want to sell a bike, than I want to sell a bike and I want to sell I don't know, clothes for the bike, and I want to sell gloves for the bikes, and your market reduces a little bit, but at the same time you become more unique in the sense that nobody else has the same bundle. But
Right.
still,
I'm sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, they talk a lot about how to get like, they call it niching down, like getting more and more specific so that you become the expert in your area. And like, so for me, the big like niche or category would be diet, but then it's all the way niche down to like, I'm the keto diet, I'm the lazy keto diet, I'm the lazy keto diet for women. So it just kind of niches down more and more so that you become kind of the expert in your specific area instead of like this big open space. So they help you even with those types of things, as far as finding your voice and how to market it. Is that what you're saying, Augusto?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, you niche down in order to be unique in your area. I mean, don't be in a red ocean, like they said. You need to be in like in a blue ocean where you are the only one that it's offering that. So you get people to know you, and after that you start growing, in the sense that it's not the same thing that you offer a weight loss program than you offer a weight loss program doing keto by, I don't know, doing keto on the nights. It's not the same thing. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But and regarding my progress on the One Funnel Away challenge, I'm in the last phase. And in the last phase, basically, is traffic. But the traffic is really interesting, because the traffic I agree with Bridget in that you need to find first like an organic way of traffic before starting to, and that's what take longer time too, because organic is not something that you pay for, or you pay Facebook to show your thing. So I'm trying to do like organic thing first. I mean, some sources like publishing some YouTube videos or some other platforms, and attract people to it. And once I have some testing from the people, you start driving traffic.
Hmm. That's good. That's a great summary. And then, Linda, what would you say? Kind of, what has your experience been?
I have really enjoyed it. This week, I have not been able to work on it at all.
Mhm.
I'm still at the point of what do I want to do.
Mhm.
So this week I've come across maybe to do something with Prove It and like low carb blog or something like that,
Mhm.
or a blog with daily devotions.
Mhm.
I still don't know.
And the
So,
thing is, I mean, what I'm doing now is pretty different than what I thought I was going to do at the beginning and the way that I started. So it just kind of evolves. And sometimes I thought, man, I wish I'd have known then what I know now. But it's
uh-huh,
really just been like I just had to jump in there and start doing something just to get some momentum going, so that once
right,
I started movement, I actually heard a thing yesterday on a podcast that said so many times it's our tendency to get like paralysis of analysis, because we just keep thinking like, oh, I could do this. Should I do that? Well, what about this? I mean, everyone does it. It's really easy to do.
that's
Um,
where I've been this
I,
week.
I get it. But I say to myself a couple of things. One is imperfect action is better than perfect inaction, right? I mean, Courtney can attest. We've been having some tech challenges today, right? Courtney, thanks for loving me anyway. And all I can say is I'm just doing the best I can. I'm not a tech person, and I just keep going forward. Sometimes wrong, but I just keep trying. But on a podcast I heard, it said, it's easy to just kind of think and like not do anything because your wheels are spinning so much. But if you just get started and get some momentum, it's actually easier when you have momentum to switch gears, because you've already got momentum, even if it's in the wrong direction, than to start from like standing in place and then get momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, it's kind of like if you think about a car, it's already going 60 miles an hour. Even if it's on the wrong road, you can shift over to the right road because you're already moving, versus like getting the car started and starting at 0 and going to 10 miles, 20 miles. I don't know if that's a great analogy, but that's kind of how it made sense to me. Like I'm going forward, even if it's not the right thing.
Same here.
I'm
Same
failing.
here.
Here's like what sums me up. I fail forward fast. Like I just keep going forward. Like, I mean, I try
That's
not
the
to be
way.
stupid about it, but like I'm just gonna keep trying and see what lands and what doesn't, and try to learn from every mistake. I mean, before I go to bed every night, I really do some reflecting and think, what could I have done better? Like, what will I do differently next time? But by golly, at least I did something, you know? So that's my encouragement to you, because I know you've asked me several times, like, could I do this? Yes. Would this
Yeah.
work with the funnel? Yes. Honestly, I have seen the craziest things. I have seen people who have made $1 million in a funnel from selling beats to rappers. Like, how specific is that? Like, he sells to rapper out, and he calls it beats, not the headphones, but like the way that the background music for it or whatever. I'm in a
Right.
I'm in a one of my groups that I'm in right now. Someone in there is doing um like I don't even know what to call them, but like little maxi pads that are not disposable. Like that, there's a micro niche right there. Like, who knew that was a thing? And he's making great money with it. I'm like, and it's a guy, and he's making great money with it. I'm like, if you can make money on that, you can make money on anything. I mean,
Oh God.
Yeah.
it's like a great world.
Yeah. The thing with that is that, yeah, the micro niche thing is easier for people to get people because nobody else do it. That's the simplicity of it.
Right.
Like,
So then he's the guy. He's the beats for rappers guy. Like, not a lot of competition there.
yeah.
He's like, every time I tell
Crazy.
someone, I have to repeat it because they're like, what? What do you do? But that's his niche. All
Yeah.
right, Courtney, what would you say? Courtney is on you just finished week 2, Courtney, right?
Oh yeah, if you count like the pre
I
things.
know it's kind of
Yeah.
tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. So like right
Which
now I'm on the offers and like stacking offers.
Uh-huh.
So
So that's a week number 1, right?
yeah, so like there's the pre-training for that week and then like
Yeah, they call it week 0, and then they go to week 1, and
Oh, then
Yeah.
I probably mess people up because I'm calling it the wrong weeks.
I mean, you're doing progressive in the right way, but they call it like week 0, which is the belief week, and then they start hacking the offer. Something
Yeah.
like.
So it's every 2 weeks they start a new challenge. So like Augusto's at the end, Linda's in
No,
the
I
middle.
already finished.
Oh, I need to
Yeah,
write.
that's the week 1 exactly.
Okay. There it is. All right. So Courtney, how you feeling about it?
I am trying to get my thoughts in order because I have so many and trying to get my offers together. Right now I'm trying to figure out what do I want to like give away basically to get somebody's email. So that's what I was going to ask for you with your ketones. What do you like get? Because I know I saw in your example of funnels, you have your first one. It's like get ketones, and you have the page beforehand that says I get their email. Do you just get their email? Do you give them anything? You're just like, hey, give it to me.
You know what? That's a great question. And I actually, for some other reason, I was looking back at this today at my very first funnel that I made with the One Funnel Away challenge. And I can't, you want me to show it to you? It's not
I
like
saw the first page of it. I was just curious. I mean, the main page of it. I was just curious if you give anything because I'm just working on offers.
Right. So
anything,
mine was pretty
email.
weak, honestly. What mine was initially going to be was like, hey, here's a video of me telling how I have been able to get into ketosis and lose weight without changing my diet or exercising.
Yeah.
You want to know that secret. That was basically it for my first one. Then I shifted gears because I was going to have, like, as part of my bonus, having the 21-day challenge. So once I did that, the 21-day challenge attracted, as you know, a lot of interest. And all of a sudden it took on a life of its own. So I was planning on it just being one of my bonuses. And all of a sudden hundreds and hundreds of people every month were coming in. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing now. I'm the 21-day challenge person, right? And that's been me playing catch up and trying to figure out how to utilize that and kind of rolling with it because it had momentum. But that was not my first intention. I didn't ever really want to do that. It just happened.
Okay.
Which is great. So that then became my giveaway was the challenge. And you already have a group. So, you already have a really nicely done group. So maybe that's your freebie is, do you want a 10-day exercise challenge? Or maybe you take bits and pieces of that. Maybe you some people are saying like a 3-day challenge or a 5-day challenge, take parts of it. And there's all
you got my
kinds of
wheels
things.
spinning.
What? What'd you
Got
say?
my wheels are spinning.
Because you've already
I'm getting
created
my
a lot
wheels
of
spinning. Like, I'm
content there.
thinking more stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that could do that.
You've already done a lot for that. So I would start from there. I mean, that's more than a lot of people just do like an ebook or, something kind of simple. And you've already got way more
hard.
content. Yeah.
Couldn't get the perfect sit up. But no, overall, John is his name, right? Yeah. John, this has been amazing because my favorite part about the One Funnel Away is that somebody's there to hold your hand. If it's not Bridget holding your hand and like doing these accountability Zooms and stuff, it's in the group as well. And you learn so much and you get to go back and you're like, because yesterday, I listened to his video and I was like, okay, I don't know what he just said to me. So I just did it again and then it clicked. So that's my favorite. So somebody's there to hold your hand and you're going to be successful at the end of this if you put the effort in there and the time.
Yeah. If you just keep showing up. And what's crazy is someone in ClickFunnels told me like 9 out of 10 people don't even finish the challenge because it's
Really?
I know. But like when I was doing it, I was seeing people like dropping like flies, So I think this, just even knowing that you've got people that you can talk to about it. And yes, you have the big group, but how many are in there? Like 1,000, 2,000 in your Facebook group? That's
1.3.
1.3. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's great because you can get some support and rapport in there, but this is nice to know, like, if you have specific questions, like, what should I do for my offer? Should I sell candles or should I do a book? You know, whatever. It's just good to have someone to bounce those ideas off of.
But also that in the Facebook group you get some people, like for example, for me, I know now like 2 or 3 people that I have contact with them because I saw them worried, I mean, concerned about the challenge and making questions and
Mm-hmm.
and sharing stuff. And now I follow them, and I was talking to them, and they jumped because I recognized that they jumped to the Traffic Funnels Facebook group, and they are already there too. But they came from the one funnel away, and you can have contact with them and share thoughts with them, because it's like you said, out of 3,000 people, like I just see the repeated 10 people commenting in the Facebook group. I mean,
I
it's
think so.
that
I mean,
that's what I see.
it is a tough challenge. I mean, there's a lot to it for sure. You know, so I don't know if people think like building $1 million business is going to be easy. Like it's hard. This is hard.
No, it's really hard. It's really
But
hard.
they break it down so that anyone can do it. It will work if you're willing to work for it.
Mhm.
Ashley, what would you say? And how's it going for you?
It's going okay. I'm kind of getting back in the swing.
Uh-huh.
We had the end of the school year and
Graduation.
graduation, and then my daughter's still trying to finish up her school year, and she had an extended illness, so we're trying to finish up the makeup work for her extended illness before the teachers put in grades. It's been a little crazy,
Mhm.
but I've dove back in the last couple of days, and I am working on the publishing.
Mhm.
I kind of have my dual 2 things kind of in the back of my mind, like keeping my Norwex going, and then my life hacks with B sort of is what I'm thinking now. Maybe it is. I don't know. But and also my Norwex business has kind of taken off. I've promoted at another level, and
Yay.
today, like yesterday, it was kind of crazy. And like,
Wow,
so
good for you.
things are crazy. So, but I still feel that pressure of like, how do I get more people into the Norwex business? So that's kind of where I'm going to do my first funnel, and then
Mhm.
kind of the rest of it. But I finally think I've figured out my offer stack, but it's not in front of me. I'm just not quite sure how to play it, but I'm trying to, now that I have the stack, move on
Mhm.
and really do the next part. So I'm on the Epiphany Bridge lesson
Uh-huh.
and trying to figure out which epiphany am I focused on. Am I focused on the epiphany that the Norwex costs to work and selling the product, and so you want to get that epiphany and buy the product, or do I want the epiphany of I can get this stuff for free and I can by hosting parties, or the epiphany of I could sell this stuff too? And I think they're all 3 different stories, but which story do I focus on first? Which funnel do I focus on first? And that's still because really network marketing and MLM on a party system is really a 3-pronged thing.
Mhm.
You always need to have sales, you always need to have bookings, you always need to be recruiting people. And so it's trying to figure out how to balance.
I will say, in my experience, I would probably start with the lowest level of customers. And here's why. So for me, my ultimate goal, like as I think about my value ladder and what I want to do with my people, first, I want them to love the product. Then I want them to think about the business. And then I want them to be like a major business builder where they're doing this in the Prove It business. Like, you know, we have
Right.
on here and Linda and Melinda and Rhonda, they're all Prove It promoters. Like, this is my
Okay.
dream coming true, right? First, they fell in love with the product. Now I'm teaching them more advanced skills for building the business. But I would have struggled to teach them a higher level of business understanding when I was at a lower place in my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm always
Right.
staying a few steps ahead of them. So I would say for now is you kind of find your way with how a bigger business scale looks for Norwex.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't appeal to people's business side until you have a little more experience with that. And I would focus on what you're really comfortable with. So I would go back and think, like, what I understand about the Epiphany Bridge is you need to think back to what was your epiphany like? When did you realize, like, oh my gosh, well, look at these chemicals in my, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in my Windex or whatever, right? Like whatever that was for you, you want to go back, and that's a lot of steps back, and that's what can be tricky about it, because you have to go back like 10 steps, right? Because now not only do you understand the damaging stuff that's in the products, now you've been sharing it, now you're like super educated on it, so you got to take it back. And it was in Expert Secrets. I'm reading that right now with some girls, and it's like we're going back to Epiphany Bridge, and it's like you got to dumb it down to like 3rd grade level, literally. Like ingredients bad. You know what I mean? Like, so I would go back to, I mean, can you think back, what made you realize, like,
I had gone to several Norwex parties. They were all online. Lots of family on my husband's side were interested in it, but none of them sold it. So I finally kind of paid attention to my mother-in-law's party because, you know, that's sort of emotionally important. And I really watched this demo that the consultant did where you take raw chicken and you show with using protein swabs how the Norwex with just water removes it. And before, I'd been very cynical about the product, and like, I'm fine to use the body cloth and the personal care stuff, but I'm going to clean the way I always clean. And it was that demo that made me go, oh crap, this really does work. I really could eliminate these chemicals out of my home. I really need this level of toxicity. And so that's kind of where.
And so a lot of it when you're telling your story is you want to tap into the emotion. So for me, like one of my main goals is to be a good mom, and I was not being able to be the mom that I wanted to be because I was so exhausted and I was not living my best life, and I was just not, I could barely function and keep up with my family. So you want to kind of tap into the emotion. Like, it's not just about the chicken. It's like, I'm trying to raise a healthy family, and holy cow, what am I putting in my kid's body as a mom? You know what I mean? Or like whatever, more than like, oh, these are the 5 ingredients in the chicken swab. It's more like, what does that mean for the future of my kids and the hormones that they're getting, or, you know, all those things. So I would just really like try to get into your emotion. When I first went through this a year ago, I mean, I made a video about my Epiphany Bridge, and Rebecca was there, and I mean, we videoed for like probably 8 hours. And finally, she's like, we are not leaving here until you are crying. I'm like, okay. And I did. Like, I mean, I'm not even kidding you all. It was like, where we were actually at our cabin, and the air conditioning was broken, and I was like sweating. I mean, it was a train wreck. But I mean, she was like, you've got to get in touch with your emotion. What were you feeling that made you feel so strongly about, I'm going to try this stuff, even though it's expensive? What was the bad place you were in? That, you know what I mean? And so she kept like making me dig deeper to what really got you started on this, where once I've told my story so much, and I've been sharing this for 3 years, that I kind of forget, like, I was desperate. Like, I was really every day waking up thinking, I don't think I can get through this day. Like, I don't know how I'm going to take care of my family. You know what I mean? So that's my challenge to you, is to keep looking at your story, because it's like the root of everything that you're going to do, because emotion is what sells first. 50% of what you sell will be people feeling the emotion that you felt. So
all of the Epiphany Bridges I've seen have been like from a place of desperation. What if can it be from a place of excitement? Like, is it cool, or is that not compelling enough?
No, it is. But because you don't want to make up your story. Like, don't make up. You know what I mean? So, but think about, like, what are you excited about in terms of how that relates to your family, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, that's a great question. Russell also says, like, people will make decisions for one of 2 things. They are either moving away from pain, or they are moving toward pleasure. And so it's like 50-50. Once I started looking at sales copy, like, you know, words and ads and things, I realized half of them appeal to, you know, so for me, it would be like, hey, are you tired of having to unbutton your jeans? Are you don't want to go to your reunion because you've gained weight? That's like focusing on the pain. Or it can be like, do you want to be able to get on the floor with your grandkids? Do you know, things like that it's going to get into the emotional side of giving back your life.
Because for me, it was about saving time and still being in money and still being efficient with what I was doing. Not lugging around bottles. You're not worrying about what's in or not in stock at the store. Like, it's
Right.
It's just
So
layer
it's
cloth on the faucet. It's like so simple.
so then it's simplifying your life. Why? So that you can live a better version of your life because it's not cluttered
Right.
up with this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of peeling back the layers. Like, what does it really mean that you don't have to do this? And that's what I was doing this exercise in the other group, and they're like, "What does it mean if you have cloth maxi pads?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you have to keep peeling it back. Like, what does it mean if you have beets for wrappers? Like, what is that? What is the ultimate thing that you're giving someone? And it's way more than a supplement. It's way more than all these things.
Right.
What is the thing that's like going to get people's emotions? Like, oh my gosh, I can unclutter my life so that I can be a more focused mom and I can be whatever free or whatever the thing is. Does that help?
Yes. Thank you.
Good.
That's a internal struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he talks about about this external and the internal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like what you are the vehicle. You want to present like your vehicle is the solution.
Yeah.
For uncluttering your life, for giving your family back health, for knowing that you are, going to be able to raise kids that are going to be healthier than you were, maybe when you were a kid because you're taking these toxins out of your home. Things like that. Let's see. Courtney said funnel scripts. Okay, so funnel scripts, and I don't even know if I've posted it yet, but I just made a video. I'm way behind on my video making. But I think I just talked about this because it comes up in week 3, day 2, because they will reference funnel scripts a lot. Does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say funnel
Yes.
scripts? You have a little bit of a connotation for that. So it's a program. I'm thinking it's like maybe $800 or $1,000. No, more?
Let me
No,
ask the
I don't-
question.
800,
Expensive.
800. But she want to ask the question.
Okay, what's the question?
There is one funnel away funnel scripts for $97. I saw that and I was going to see if anybody knows how long you get that program for. I went through the entire funnel and I can share you the funnel how I found it. And I want to know if it was a lifetime because it's like a mini version of the $800, $700, $800 version. So I wanted to see how long it lasts, if it's only lasting for the one funnel away, or can I use it after the one funnel away? I will send it in the link, the funnel. That was my question.
Huh. And I was about to answer 5 things that weren't even your question.
Exactly. I was like, stop. I know how you are. Please stop talking.
Calm down. Okay, I have never even heard of that. I didn't even know that was an option.
I found
Me
it
neither.
today.
Me neither.
Okay, that could be great. Augusto, have you bought funnel scripts?
No, I haven't. But I found another website that is really cheaper than that, and they have a lot of scripts for emails and stuff like that. I was shopping around because I consider $800 a lot of money.
Mhm.
But I mean, I haven't bought it, not yet, because I have some books of copywriting and I'm reading them, including the funnel scripts guy book, the Copywriting Secrets. I have it too. So I'm just trying to do it by myself. That's another thing that takes time from me, but yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I am every week, the group that I'm in, Jim gets on there and shares like copywriting tips. So I'm like you, I'm trying to just learn it myself. Because I'm not really at the place where I want to spend $800 on that, but I have heard good things. I have been able to use it. I had someone who I gave them some of my words and they like put it into funnel scripts for me so I could kind of see how it worked. It does seem like a great program. Heck no, I don't want to learn it. All right, how about Courtney? I'll check this out and then I'll answer in the group. So that's that's a little more digging. I had not.
I'm gonna share in the group too. This scripts that I found that is way cheaper. They have good. I'm sorry, my daughter.
No.
Oh. Oh.
Say hi.
Hi.
We just speak to her in Spanish, but she understands a little bit.
Oh, what's her name?
Miranda.
Miranda? Oh,
Miranda, yeah.
Miranda.
very pretty. She's a doll.
Yeah, thank you. And she got Minnie Mouse costume right now.
Don't tell him
I
what
don't
to
have,
say.
that's baby
Very
language. I
serious
know.
about it. All right, what else? What other questions do you guys have, or what can we talk about? I want to make sure that you guys are good for going to the next thing. And I love, Linda, that you've stopped. You know, you're stuck on what you want to do. Courtney,
I'm going to work on it
good.
this weekend a lot.
And Ashley, I pretty much told you to stop and enjoy your life and finish the school year as a teacher and your other business exploding and being a mom of a graduate. Like, so good job on that. Yeah, so it'll be here. I mean, for me, it took 2 months to get through it, and I'm still, in some ways, I feel like I'm still going through it and learning the things.
So if I don't get all the videos watched in the first, like in the 30 days challenge or whatever, at the beginning they talked about how all of it goes away. Does it really all go away?
So I'll tell you, I actually made a video about that I will resend in the group and tag you, because what happens is the Facebook group closes maybe a week after it's over. They give you a little bit of a cushion there. They archive it. So you can go in and still see people's comments and search the group, but you can't comment, or other people can't comment. But the members area is always available to you. I still reference my members area. So that's where I can go in and watch all the videos, and they just have it by mission 1, you know, like that. So it's very easy to find. All the videos are still there.
Okay.
Forever. I mean, it's been a year. As far as I know, it's like indefinite.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't feel, I mean, it's like they want to create that urgency to make you do it, but then also life, you know, real life happens. So I would definitely just keep doing one day at a time, and not, I mean, I say that in like every video and every time I talk to you guys. So hopefully everyone's got that. And it seems like you all are tracking well with not getting ahead. Good. What else?
Domains. So for multiple funnels, we have to get a different domain for each funnel, right?
So if you think about, like for me, Keto Sisters is our domain. And then think about like your funnel in there is like / SSR join. So I thought they were called subdomains, but they're not. So my main domain is ketosistas.com. And then after that, I have maybe 10 or 15 funnels, and they're all like / keto confident / keto curious / 21 day challenge. Now I do have, like, I went ahead and got a domain for what I'm doing with, because I have a second YouTube channel. So I have a domain for that to use with those funnels, with my funnels. Just to keep it separate, because domains are so cheap. That seemed like such a scary thing to me at first, but they're just a couple dollars. And it looks so much more professional for people to get an email from Bridget at ketosistas.com, or, you know, Ashley at ilovenorwex.com. You know what I mean? Whatever it winds up being, people are like, oh my gosh, that's a real business. Versus before I had, you know, whatever my thing was at gmail.com. So there's a lot of great things with domains, but no, sorry. You can do, you can have infinite funnels. You change the path after the funnel. Let me just show you that real quick so that you know. The path has been a confusing thing to me. Oh, I don't think I hit share. So if I can save you guys a little bit of grief, and I'm sure Julie talks about this. Okay, let's see. All right, so let me go into my main one.
While you're pulling that up, so what I'm thinking, because remember I bought that domain when I went to JT Fox and we were trying to make that work in November. So I still have like Courtney Goes Keto. So I'm going to use that one for my Prove It stuff and my Prove It promoter stuff. And then I'm going to purchase one for a ClickFunnels and do that. So then like I'm going to do like the funnels in the sun for doing more of like ClickFunnels affiliate and go from there. And then I did research on the ClickFunnels affiliate where you could do more of like the .com and Expert Secrets and that stuff. I could use all those affiliates under Funnels in the Sun, right?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, so to me, because there's 2 parts, I feel like it makes the most sense to do 2. Okay, so here, when you go into your funnel, the first page of your funnel, All right, so mine has several pages. The first page is here. And so if I'm sending someone to this, this is called my path, 21-day-challenge. Okay, ketosistas.com is my domain. And this is my path, /21-day-challenge. Okay, then if I went into a different funnel, say Keto Confident, and these are just like different levels. This is my value ladder. So then it's ketosistas.com, keto-confident. Okay, so that, if someone types that in, if someone comes here, okay, that's gonna pull up. But you notice how another one came? You see how I did Keto Confident, but it changed to become Keto Confident? I don't want to get too confusing, but this is just good to know.
Bridget, what happens if somebody doesn't type the path? What do you have for a ketosistas.com playing?
I'll show you that. That's a great question. But do you see here how it says start a split test? Okay, that is something I haven't gotten into yet, but I will start. As I start running ads, I will test and see like, oh, is this a good headline? Are you ready to jump to the next level on your keto journey? Or should I try this? You know, maybe one's going to be about going away from pain and one's going to be about going to pleasure. Which one does better? So a split test, if I send this to 1,000 people, it'll send 500 to, it'll send one of them to 500 and one of them to the other 500. Okay. So if that happens, it's going to have a different path. All right. I don't want to be too confusing, but see this settings gear right here? Okay. Then if I go into this, imagine if I had a different one here. Okay. If I went into this gear, do you see how this says become Keto Confident? It basically took my page of my funnel, Keto Confident, and it would do 2 split tests. Become Keto Confident and I am Keto Confident, right? If I wanted to test my headlines or whatever I'm testing. So half would go to one, half would go to the other. So my main one is Keto Confident, and then my sub path is become Keto Confident, I am Keto Confident. But for now, I'm not split testing yet, right? So that's why when I typed it in, what actually came up was the sub path, okay? Then what you're asking is that, are there questions about that? This might feel a little bit of like, but it's just good to be aware of. What you're asking, Augusto, is, so because I have 15 funnels that are all with Ketosistas, okay? What I did to determine which one is my main, like flagship funnel, I went in here to account settings and then domains. So here, see how I have my 2 domains, ketosistas.com and funnelaway.com. All right, I'm gonna come here to these dots, edit, and then default page. I'm gonna
You're doing a
expand.
redirect, right? Yeah.
Yes, so this, I can come here and click. These are all my funnel pages. I can pick which one, when I type in ketosistas.com, what's gonna pull up. And I have it set to be that main funnel top page, but I can change it,
I see.
okay?
Okay.
So if you feel overwhelmed, don't. I'm still trying to figure out paths, right, Courtney? I messed up a path today. I mean, it does get a little bit confusing. And remember, I didn't have anyone guiding me, so it was a lot of trial and error.
If anybody has doubts with that, I think I can help too, because I figured out this domain thing pretty well, even though with the domain part. But I was asking that because from the standpoint of strategically, where are you placing the people that want to go into the ketosistas.com? Because like you said, you have a lot of funnels.
Right. So this is my main one that I'm going to start driving traffic to. And it's just